And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of ABQ Sports Crew. It is December 16th. We are just 1 week away and about 9 days away from Christmas. But welcome to the ABQ Sports Crew studios. In the studio today, of course, Adam Nish.
Hello, everybody.
And special guest tonight, Jordan Roderick, all the way from Denver, Colorado.
How's it going, guys?
Jordan has been on the ABQ Sports Crew before. He was with us in the golden days with this beautiful microphone.
The old microphone, taking it back.
It's been a while.
I'm just gonna hold this
fond
here.
Memories.
And if you guys are a big follower, Jordan actually is on the comments. What?
This is how we used to do things.
Is this my award? Best commentator award?
I'm usually the one on there saying "Go Bears," and then anything negative towards the Packers usually.
Well, you got a lot to talk to about today because
it's a great day for Bears fans.
You know, we want to thank those of you guys that tuned in last week. It was a huge birthday show. If you guys noticed, of course, Elijah's not here tonight. He had some family things that had to come up, so he's taking care of business. But we'll continue the show with Adam.
It has nothing to do with that showing of the Dallas Cowboys today.
Nothing to do. He actually texted me saying that. No, he actually didn't text me. Because you can't text that man during Cowboy games because...
Man, we got a lot to go over tonight, though. What a week of football it was.
You know, guys, I give up. I don't know who's going to win anymore.
Well, you never did. Your predictions were god-awful from the
get-go. That's why
at least now you can admit it.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to calm my voice here. That's why I'm in second place behind the quarter in crew versus quarter. So
you just admitted you don't know what the heck you're talking about.
I don't know who to pick, though, anymore.
Quarter knows.
Shut up. Anyway, we got lots of games to talk about. I mean, it was just a crazy week in general. I mean, you had some upsets. You had some teams that you thought were going to win that lost today.
And we've got VJ in the comments saying, hey, guys, how's it going? Be sure to stay tuned. We'd like to interact with our audience during the show.
So let's start with Thursday's game, where it was the Chargers over the Chiefs, 29-28. Man. The Texans on Saturday over the Jets, 29-22. The Browns over the Broncos. Yesterday, I don't know what's so funny.
The Browns won a game.
Hey, they're in the playoffs.
We'll get there.
Okay.
They got eliminated today because the Ravens took them out of playoff contention.
Falcons blew away the Cardinals 40-14. The Bengals over the Raiders 30-16. The Vikings also blew away the Dolphins 41-17. It was the Colts that blanked the Cowboys 23-0 today. Wow. The Ravens over the Buccaneers 20-12. The Bills getting a 1-point victory over the Lions, 14-13. The Bears wrapping up the NFC North today and eliminating Green Bay from the playoffs, which makes Elijah Esquivel very happy, 24-17.
Side note there, I appreciate Greg in the comments. He's listening in. He is a police officer on duty, so thank you for listening.
Where were you last week, Greg? Remember you commented and said that, I wish I could watch tonight, just because your brother wasn't in the show.
Stop doing your job. Anyways.
Redskins over the Jaguars 16-13. Titans over the Giants 17-0. It was the 49ers getting an overtime victory over the Seahawks 26-23. The Steelers beating Tom Brady at the final second 17-10. And currently, as we speak, it is the Rams 7 and the Eagles 6.
Well, I mean, we should probably start off by talking about Chiefs game. I mean,
you have to talk about that
huge. The Chiefs, weird to say, but Patrick Mahomes had his second worst game of the entire season. According to fantasy statistics, I mean, kind of varies, but
so you watched the show, of course. We bragged on how the Chargers have beaten nobody. Most of their games are with teams not above 500 getting their victory. We said we were waiting for them for a real test. They did get the victory over the Chiefs in Arrowhead, which is amazingly hard to do. Are the Chargers, guys, for real? Is this a Super Bowl contender?
How can you still be asking that question? Of course the Chargers are for real.
So funny enough, I wasn't on the show to make my predictions, but I actually had the Saints playing the Chargers in the Super Bowl preseason. So kind of proving that they can hang with the best of them. I always thought, they won that game without Melvin Gordon.
I mean, that's huge. And if you look at it, granted, you're going to say the Chiefs didn't have Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs had who I think is going to be the league MVP at quarterback this year. You have Tyreek Hill. You have a team that hasn't been able to. The problem with the Chiefs, and the reason the Chiefs are not going to win the Super Bowl this year, is because defense wins championships. And in their 3 losses, they've averaged 39 points on offense. They can score however many points they want, but then eventually you have to stop somebody.
Doesn't work when you score 40 and allow 41. You know, that's just always going to be the tail end of it. But I told Elijah last week, we'll see how this team is now without Kareem Hunt. And apparently,
Well,
I mean,
And Greg says the Chargers are a contender, no doubt. And I agree with that so much. People are still in week, 13, 14, 15? How long are
15.
we going to be asking, are the Chargers for real? Absolutely they are. You are what your record says you are.
oh, I don't know. I just don't have a feeling about this team going very far. Yes,
I believe they're actually top 10 in both offense and defense, which, of course, NFL commentators, we all watch the games. They find one stat and they just harp on it the whole game, and I think that was one of the main talking points about the Chargers is they are both top 10 in offense and defense, and I think that if you can hold the Chiefs to, I think it was 28 points, I think that's like a relatively good job. I don't know about you guys, but 28 points against that kind of offense.
Guys, if you want to chime in on any of this, give us a call. The number is 505-250-9318. Again, that's 505-250-9318. We'd love to hear from you. I'll share some solid input. We have Jordan because he knows the sports, and Josh is just here. So be sure to let us know what you think. Comments, call in as we go.
There goes your Christmas present, bucko.
Listen, speaking of Christmas presents, how about the Browns coming away with quite the
That's not what I wanted to talk about next, sorry.
All right, move along.
No, we can talk about that was watching that game yesterday, I was kind of happy that we lost.
Yeah, here we go. This is why I'm okay with it.
No.
Speech.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Oh, shut up, dude. It's so thick. Okay. I predicted that last week that the Browns would beat the Broncos because when we and Elijah were talking, I told him we have nobody healthy whatsoever. We have nothing but rookies on our team, 2 rookie wide receivers and a rookie running back, which is, shut up.
Because Baker Mayfield is a seasoned veteran.
But look at our injured reserve list. Half our offense and defense is on that list.
And they've got a proven head coach over there in Cleveland.
I'm so happy. I hope that they fire him. And later when
I'm talking about Cleveland because they've had him for 3-4 weeks now?
Okay, so
I think he's 3-1 actually, but you might have to check that.
But remember, the Cleveland Browns also beat the Jets, so you have no room to talk about.
Yes, and I had hell to pay. You guys will remember that show. I had hell to pay for it. So you're not getting off the hook that easy, Josh.
But the Browns were in the hunt until today, so
it's just all the grief that you get from the stigmatism that goes along with Cleveland Browns and anymore if you talk about the Cavaliers too, any Cleveland team. But that game was just an atrocious showing of what the Broncos have at quarterback, in my opinion. They don't have a quarterback. They downgraded in an immense fashion. And
Do
you
you
can't rely
downgrade
on
from Trevor Siemian?
I don't know.
That's fair.
That's a fair point, but you can't have Von Miller's not going to win it all for you, and you can't put it all on Philip Lindsay.
Hey, congratulations to Von Miller, by the way, all-time leading sack leader for the Denver Broncos.
But how about Baker Mayfield? It's kind of fun to watch Cleveland do its thing. He was feeling dangerous once again, coming out and on the road in Denver in hostile territory, coming away with the win against a decent defense.
Decent defense? Dude, we're hurt.
Okay, you're
2
hurt.
corners gone, 2 safeties gone, a middle linebacker gone,
Von
a
Miller has a
defensive end
broken
gone.
leg.
How is
about
that a
Wolf?
decent defense?
What happened to Wolf?
He's gone. He's hurt.
Wolf got hurt?
Yes, Wolf is out. Brandon
that's news
Marshall's
to me.
out.
I didn't know
Chris
that.
Harris is out. Brandon Roby is out.
Okay, but you can't blame it all on just injuries. Everybody has
Why
injuries.
not? When you're putting in a bunch of rookies, you have to blame it on.
You can't just say my team was hurt and that's why we lost to the
hurt.
Browns. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
There's a
And you lost to the
laundry.
Browns.
But we are more hurt than.
Okay, we talk about that. We talk about that night. Melvin Gordon wasn't playing. We talk about the Patriots playing. We talk about any team in the NFL. How about that Pittsburgh game today? They didn't have Connor. They came away with the win.
Shut up, Adam.
I'm just saying. You can't just say, well, we were hurt and that's our scale. We have a bad coach. No, your team
We do have a
sucks
bad
this year.
coach.
Your team is
Did
not
I
a
say
good
we were
football
going
team
to
this year.
Did I say we were going to the playoffs this year?
I haven't
No,
heard
I
you
did
say
not.
it once. Just say it one time. Say the Broncos are not a good football team.
Broncos are not a good football team this year.
That's all I wanted.
Okay.
We can move along. That's
All right,
all I
let's move on
wanted.
to the Jets, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
let's
the
move
next
on.
game.
Honestly, I could not be happier with the turnout of this week's game. And let me explain. You guys are looking at me, but let me explain I'm going to drop some football knowledge on you right now.
Oh, boy.
Okay, just don't even worry about it. I'm
Knowledge.
going to drop some truth on you. Guys, what better situation? The Jets are eliminated from playoff contention, so what
Like
are we
6
going
weeks
for?
ago.
You're going for the number 1 draft pick.
We're going for a draft pick. If we win this week, then we hurt ourselves in draft. What I wanted to see is now that Sam Darnold was coming back healthy, was he going to play solid? He played a heck of a game. He made some incredible plays. And here's the thing. The Jets do not have anybody at receiver. Our offensive line is the worst in the NFL. We've got a banged up running back. I mean, on offense, you have Sam Darnold. And on defense, what do we have? We have Jamal Adams and Leonard Williams. That's it for our defense right now that we have talent-wise. So if that's all you got and you get a good showing out of the players that you're trying to build around, and you make a game of it, at least we didn't get blown out by the Houston Texans, who are a damn good team.
I'd say that. Jamal Adams, he doesn't really get talked about a lot I don't think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think
he's going to the Pro Bowl, though.
I don't know if he deserves that award, but I do think that he should at least get a little bit of talk. I've watched about a game's worth of, like a full game's worth, and he impressed. I mean, a lot of the talk goes to, Leighton Vander Esch and Dallas and some of these other guys, but I think that he should be at least in the conversation. I don't think he should be winning the award, but he should be.
Well, and how much harder is it for a young player like that to come in and keep your composure and still bust your butt, play in and play out when you know your team's going nowhere for the foreseeable future? I'm absolutely impressed with him. And Sam Darnold, he made some unreal plays. Absolutely unreal. He's playing accurate. He threw for 2 touchdowns, 100-something yards. I mean, we have some hope. That game could not have ended better. Except for the simple fact that we are getting rid of Todd Bowles. The only thing I'm pissed off about is there's some news going around today that the Jets are looking. No, they're absolutely going to fire him.
You think?
Oh, without a doubt. But they're saying the Jets are looking at Mike McCarthy for our next head coach, which is a god-awful decision.
Yes.
He is one of the worst, most overrated coaches of all time, and that would be just hell.
I just like this stat real quick. Deshaun Watson was the Texans' leading rusher with 26 yards.
I mean, that's...
To be fair, it was... no one had to run the ball. I mean, it was basically the game plan from what I could tell was basically drop back, stand there for a couple seconds, wait until DeAndre Hopkins got literally an inch of space, and then throw him a 50-50 ball, and he came down with literally every single one.
Did you see that touchdown?
The game-winning touchdown he wasn't even open.
That's not human.
He was completely covered. And Deshaun Watson was like, hey, I'm just going to chuck it into coverage and just pray. And then DeAndre Hopkins happens to be one of the best
in my
receivers
opinion,
in the NFL.
the best hands, without a doubt, in the entire NFL. That last play, and I'm watching, obviously, I'm hoping for a win. It's my team. I want them to win. But the play that Hopkins made, I looked at him like, I'm not even mad at that. Like,
what did you want the defender to do? Like,
exactly.
He did his job
the better team won.
Yeah. I'd say that, we can kind of go back to Keenan Allen getting hurt on the first play. Well, the first target he had in the Chargers-Chiefs game.
Yeah.
It was one of the most ridiculous catches I've ever seen. And if his shoulder blade didn't touch the stripe, it would have been one of the best catches I've ever seen.
All right, so let's move on because now we got to talk about a game that I wish Elijah Esquivel was here to talk about because it was the Colts over the Cowboys today, 23-0. Listen, how many times were the Cowboys in the red zone and did absolutely nothing?
We them boys.
And
yeah, also, where's your boss? I wanted you to call.
Also, shout out to Derrick Henry, who I actually don't think is a very good NFL running back. And over the last 2 games, he had 240 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns last week. And this week, he backed it up with 170 and 2.
Cowboys Nation, I'm throwing my number on the screen, 505-250-9318. Tell me what happened. You're up here a week ago or a couple weeks ago, you beat the Saints, and then you come in and you get by the Eagles, and this could be our year, and what if? And then you get smoked, skunked, thrown out of the building.
Player of the game has to go to Mack from the Indianapolis Colts. 27 carries, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was just a monster today. But the Cowboys, I think what hurt them the most was that blocked field goal that they were trying to go for. They could have had a chance to take the lead. The Colts blocked it, picked it up.
No, what hurt him the most was the guy under center. I mean, Dak Prescott does not belong in the NFL. He is the most inaccurate quarterback in the entire NFL.
24-39, 206 yards passing, 1 interception.
I apologize. I said Derrick Henry, but I meant to say Marlon Mack.
That's who I was thinking.
I was like, what? Why are we talking about
I was getting ahead to the Titans game, but...
But guys, come on. If you're a Cowboys fan, give us a call or hit us in the comments. What is going on, guys? You guys have a solid defense, but
solid offensive line.
You're never going anywhere with Dak Prescott at the helm. Well, it's absolutely not going to happen. And even if you snuck into the playoffs, aren't you guys done sneaking into the playoffs for a one and done? Because that is at most what you can expect with Prescott.
They'll get a home game and they'll have to face either Minnesota or
Seattle. They played a great game today and won, and Seattle, who
lost.
the heck knows what they're about.
They had a rough game.
But anyways,
Well, if you were here last week, Adam, would you have taken the Indianapolis Colts over the Dallas Cowboys?
Hindsight's 2020, obviously, so I can't be completely non-biased in that. I probably would have taken the Cowboys just because their defense has been playing lights out. That being said, the Colts have shown up in some games, but you never, this is a weird season. The Colts lost to the Jets. The Colts blow out the Cowboys, who had a top defense in the NFL. It's any given Sunday. If this season has taught me anything, it's that any given Sunday, any team can win. This has been a trap game season.
I agree with you.
Thank you for the solid analytics over there.
Yeah,
very good.
Sorry, I was looking at the...
You know what? I can't wait anymore. Can we talk about that Packers-Bears game?
Can
we
Jordan's been waiting
Come
all night
on.
to talk.
Hey.
So, start by saying congrats to the Bears. First time since 2010 they were NFC North champions. We lost 8 straight to the Packers at home, so that also snapped. Thank goodness. Aaron Rodgers came out after the game and said that he hurt his groin after the game. I think he said the Hail Mary at halftime that Eddie Jackson intercepted or batted down. Shout out to Eddie Jackson. Incredible. Probably one of the best safeties in the NFL. Leading the league in interceptions. He's incredible. Khalil Mack, 2.5 sacks. Leonard Floyd, 2 sacks.
One with his butt.
Yeah, he was not facing Aaron Rodgers and kind of just leaned on him and it came up with a sack.
The butt sack.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great...
Bears defense is good enough to win games, so if Mitch Trubisky doesn't play well, it doesn't matter. The Bears defense it really doesn't. I mean,
you're so down on Mitch, man. You got a good quarterback.
He's good, but if you look at the game against the Rams, we won 15-5. His one touchdown was to an offensive tackle. You heard that right. He threw a touchdown to an offensive tackle in a formation where there were 4 extra offensive linemen and a defensive tackle in the backfield, and we scored a touchdown.
How about that defense, though, man? Jeez.
We held the Rams to 6 points, and they were 2 field goals. I mean,
right now, what were we talking about? Defense wins championships.
Exactly.
Where's the bar? Is it Super Bowl or bust?
I don't want to say it that early, but I mean, if we can...
Are you guys the 2015 Denver Broncos?
I think we could be up there. I mean...
No, Trubisky is much better than Manning was that year.
I mean, Manning was good enough to win them a Super Bowl, and I do believe that Trubisky is good enough to clock manage. He also runs the ball really well, which is weird.
You're so down on him, man.
I think he's actually top 3 in the NFL for quarterbacks rushing. He's also very efficient when he does it.
He had 16 yards rushing today.
But Bears need home field advantage.
So right now, you are the biggest Eagles fan. And tomorrow, and you will be the biggest Panthers fan.
I was going to say we will talk about that later in this show with the segment you have told us about.
Here's, I mean, that the bar has to be set that high at this point.
I think so.
You just won your division. It's all for naught. I mean, you got to relish in the wins today. I know, being a Jets fan, what it's like to have that big brother always beating you up with that stick, always dominating the division. And then even when they don't, the Vikings were coming away with it. And it's tough being the dog. It's tough, but you guys did it. You came away with the division.
The perfect way to seal off an NFC North championship is beating the Packers. The Bears this season, their combined 4 losses have been by 14 points, including a miracle from Aaron Rodgers in Game 1. I'm sure you guys remember. He got hurt in the first half and then came back miraculously.
Yeah.
We lost down by 1. We lost to the Patriots.
Where was I? I was out of state watching that game.
It would have been early.
Yeah. I think I was eating some crawfish when I watched that. I'm not gonna lie.
Were you in San Francisco?
I remember we were watching. Where was that?
San Francisco, right?
Or San Francisco. Yeah, we were out there. We were watching that game, and it was mind-boggling.
We had OT loss to the Dolphins, where our kicker hit the post
4 times.
4 times, and we lost by 3. We lost to the Patriots, where we had a Hail Mary that got tackled on the 1 yard line that would have tied the game, sent it to overtime, and then we lost to the Giants by 3. We could. I mean, that was an overtime loss where Mitch Trubisky wasn't even playing. It was Chase Daniel, who probably shouldn't have a job in the NFL, but hey, he does. Good for him.
So kudos, hats off to you. Couldn't have asked for a better week to have you here. You got to be feeling good. You got to be hyped.
Now, if Elijah Esquivel was here, though, I can just hear him saying it now. He'd be asking you, How
Who's
is your
the GOAT?
Real
How's the
Madrid?
GOAT?
How's your Real Madrid doing?
Oh, they're terrible.
That's what I was asking about.
But when you lose the best player on earth, it kind of hurts. So
But how about we talk about this afternoon game? The Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's what I was going to get to. Yep.
Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New England Patriots, the defending AFC champions.
9-5. Guys.
Where you at, Patriots fans? Let us know where. I mean, you guys, you just lost on. Granted, what was a miraculous play, the miracle in Miami, which I honestly, I wish I could do. I just want to do that video as like the screensaver on my phone so I can watch every time. And then this one, you guys were just outplayed. You really, really were.
The Steelers were out for payback from last year's game. Like they were out to.
The Steelers haven't beat the Patriots since what, 2011?
Something like
been a
that.
while.
Yeah, and Ben Roethlisberger had to make this game his best performance, and because they are on the edge of losing that playoff spot. Indianapolis is right there, hunting at their heels right now. Like Ben
the Ravens
Roethlisberger,
are right
this
on their
was a
heels.
must-win.
yeah, the Ravens.
The Ravens too, yeah. But this was a must-win for Pittsburgh today, and they delivered. Their defense stepped amazingly after 2 bad weeks in a row, just giving up touchdowns and just playing god awful. They finally stepped up, and against the best player in the NFL.
I was gonna say, I will say that I did
Who are
project
you
this
saying
game to
is
be
the
a
best
lot of.
Tom, come on,
Get
dude.
out of here with that.
He's not the best player in the NFL,
Absolutely,
but-
not even close.
No,
Like
of
4
all
or 5
time.
years ago.
Not even close. Just
Anyways,
Shut up, man.
I will say that I thought that this game was gonna be a lot higher scoring. I mean,
Well, even last year was like
obviously
23-17.
the Pats have all kinds of weapons everywhere. I mean, still have Tom Brady. Gronk is still. It's weird that he's had a down year, and every time I watch him, I still feel like he's basically unstoppable. He's huge, and like you can't. There's no good matchup for him. You can't put a linebacker on him. He's too fast. Still can't put a safety on him. He's too big.
Gronk was 2 receptions for 21 yards today.
So
They double-teamed Gronk
exactly.
today, all day today. Julian Edelman was the leading receiver, 7 receptions for 90 yards.
I think he had most of them on a big play too. I think he had a
I think
30,
that
40
one
yard
towards the
reception.
end, he had a huge one, yeah.
I mean, they made some plays, but here's the thing: the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't near the team that we thought they were. We thought they were just going to bulldoze their way. We thought they were just going to bulldoze their way into the Super Bowl, which they're obviously not doing. They struggled for the last few weeks, and then they come in a game when it really matters. I think this is what happened. I think the Steelers, in and of themselves as a franchise, got comfortable that they were taking the division, and so they started to rest on their laurels a little bit. They went into Denver thinking, it's an easy win. It's just the Broncos. Just the garbage Broncos, and they.
This is a family show. There'll be a little birdie playing right now.
But I mean, I think they just kind of chilled out a little bit, to be completely honest. And now, when they realized, man, we could still lose the division. It's not a free ride into the playoffs. So I think they thought that they were saying. And what I love today, if you look at it, they knocked the Patriots into the 3 seed. The Patriots, for the first time, and God only knows how long, may not have a bye week in the first round of the playoffs.
So let me ask you something. Is it the offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or is it the running back that makes that rushing game? Because Samuels had 19 carries for 142 yards today.
Also, fun fact, if you're playing fantasy football on Yahoo, he's listed as a tight end. So players that were playing him in the tight end spot got his rushing yards as well. So it's basically like a cheat code.
That works.
So you had 142 rushing yards as a tight end.
I think the problem with this, and I hate that question, I really do, because everyone's saying, well, was it Le'Veon or was it the offensive line? It was both. It really was. Le'Veon Bell is a phenomenal running back.
So you're saying the Steelers are loaded at running backs with Connor and Samuels now?
I'm saying they have some talent, and I'm saying they've got a great offensive line, but you're trying to take that away from Le'Veon. And Le'Veon is a top 3 running back in the entire NFL still. It doesn't mean that he wasn't filled with talent. I mean, if you look at the plays he was able, I think it's so easy to forget last season. Last season, he went off. There were plays that he made when anybody else in the NFL would have been tackled, wouldn't have been able to make that cut, couldn't have found that hole, and he did. Yes, the offensive line did a lot, but they're not carrying the ball. They don't have to break the tackle, and they don't have to make the cut. Le'Veon is still that dude. He really is. And he's going to play for a team, possibly the New York Jets.
He's
heard
100% going to a worse situation than he had in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I heard he's
I
been
mean,
tweeting that he wants to play with Andrew Luck.
Which I would say that if that did happen, that would be a very good team. I'd say they'd be at least a conference.
Oh,
they'd
yeah,
be
without doubt.
they'd be fighting for their division
I
for
like
sure. I mean, they
Luck.
already are now, and that's what. I mean, Marlon Mack is a very talented running back. So, but he's not a Le'Veon Bell.
Andrew Luck is just kind of becoming a Carson Palmer. He's becoming a player who's sufficient, who can make those big plays, but never isn't going to do anything. And that's what I'm worried about, because I like Luck, and I feel like he really deserves a ring one day. Sorry, side note there. It's the beard.
Alrighty, so currently as we speak, it's the Rams 10, Eagles 6.
Let's go, Eagles.
Nick Foles is 8 for 12, 94 yards passing, and Jared Goff is 9 of 11, 79 yards passing and an interception. Gurley, 10 carries for 49 yards.
I will say that I have a lot of friends on my Facebook that tell me that the Rams are hands down still the best team in the NFL, and I have watched them play every game since Cooper Kupp has gone down. They are not the same team.
They're not the same team, but they're still a freaking good team.
Oh, no doubt. But having Cooper Kupp here is almost like a safety blanket, kind of like Julian Edelman is Tom Brady. If Jared Goff ever got in trouble, it was always Cooper Kupp. And then also the guy's a touchdown monster. I think he was on a roll at the beginning of the season. He was probably close to 10 touchdowns, and he played 10 games or so.
Yeah. They're just loaded with talent before the energy. It's like their cup runneth over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Bad pun award.
All right, moving along. At this point, if you had to pick, I'm actually curious. We have a guest on the show. I want you to go first. Who's in representing the Super Bowl for the AFC and NFC?
Ooh.
Okay, well, do you want my bias pick or?
Well, the Bears.
He's going to say Bears.
I would love to see the Bears.
Okay.
So I'll just say I want the Bears.
Okay.
Bears fan. In the AFC,
AFC's a bit more.
Exactly. I think I'll stick with my preseason pick, and I'll say the Chargers as long as they can. They got to finish strong, but they put themselves in a good position. And if the Chiefs don't win out, I believe that the Chargers can still take that division. So something to look out for.
Yeah, Josh?
I don't know. I need to see tomorrow for sure how the Saints handle a division rival. I really do hope it's the Bears as well. I think they're a good squad.
You guys will never hear the end of it.
But I think I kind of had to stay with what my preseason pick was going to be, and I got to stick with the Rams just because they are a really good team, and it's going to be hard to win in Los Angeles. The AFC, though, that's the tough one. I think if it goes through Arrowhead, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. It has to be the Chiefs. If the Chargers do sneak by and win that division and get the number 1 overall seed, man, that's going to be a tough one, too, to win in L.A. It could be an all-L.A. Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty close to me. I'm going to stick with the team out of Kansas City. The Chiefs, I still think, are the best team in the AFC. I think they've taken their bumps and bruises, and they had a 2-point conversion late in a game that caused them to lose, but they're still scoring 40 points a game. I think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, and on the other end, I still think it's going to be New Orleans. I think New Orleans is going to right the ship in the playoffs. They've been there before. They have the experience, and they have the veterans. They have a great coaching staff that knows how to win in the playoffs, and they have, in my opinion, the most put-together full team still to date. And if that does end up being a Saints-Chiefs Super Bowl, I think the Saints are going to win it.
All right. Well, you guys have heard it here. If you guys like to chime in, please do so. Adam, give them that number one more time.
That is 505-250-9318. Give us a call. Give me a text. Comment on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
All righty, guys. Well, it is time for the crew versus the quarter. Jordan, you will be filling in for Elijah, so you'll be taking his picks. And I'm pretty sure he would trust you because you know what you're talking about. So
I hope so.
That's why we invited you on here. All righty. So there is no Thursday night football. Repeat, there is no Thursday night football this week, but there is Saturday night football.
I hate that.
There's 2 games on
weird.
Saturday.
It's terrible.
Well, it's Christmas, and guys.
No, I get it, but it's Thursday.
All righty. So the first one is going to be the Washington Redskins head to Tennessee to face the Titans.
Next.
It's a snooze fest, but
Right.
I mean, everybody has to say Tennessee, right?
You have to.
I was going to say, yeah.
Who was Josh Johnson is leading the way, storming
Yes.
and says, you know what I loved? If you guys didn't catch it, the Tennessee Titans did the dance
The dance
from Remember the Titans.
yeah.
Hey, like that.
Is that the touchdown celebration of the year right there?
It was pretty sweet. I like that.
I saw the Steelers play Red Rover earlier this season. That was
The quarter is taking the Tennessee Titans as well. The next game on the 22nd. This one's going to be a good one. Ravens at the Chargers.
I'm going to absolutely.
Both teams are
100%.
playing for everything right now.
I'm going Chargers just because Chargers, again, I think they have more to play for because they're realistically going where they're going to go. And if I may take a second, Lamar Jackson, you guys may be hype, you guys may be all about the way he's playing. Yeah, he'll be great for another 2 games until his career's over. Like you can't
run the ball
running
like that anymore.
3 games with 100 yards today at 98 yards. He's not throwing hardly at all. He only completed 14 passes today. Yes, they won. You're gonna say, but he's winning. So is RG3. Where's he at now? He's the backup for the guy who's about to get hurt. You can't play that way in the NFL. You'll run yourself out of a job.
I hope that's not true. I really like Lamar Jackson.
I like him, but that's
it
college
is
ball.
yeah, it's a very dangerous. I mean,
You're one high ankle sprain away from being on the bench.
exactly. I have to stick with the Chargers. I think that Melvin Gordon, I believe he was questionable going into this game, so it's very possible that he plays next week.
No.
If he's in, give him a couple touchdowns. And
I'm going to agree with Adam by saying that you can't keep running the ball. He's going to get hurt. This isn't college football anymore. You can't run on these defenses. We've heard countless people like on TV, like Shannon Sharp and all them say that this guy's going to get himself in trouble one day when he can't run the ball anymore because his knee is popped out of place and.
That's really aggressive and gruesome.
Huh?
Nothing.
But I'm taking the Chargers. You have to take them at home. You really do. In front of all 15,000 Charger fans.
Did either of you see the Stephen A. Smith this week?
What an idiot.
I can't remember what game he was talking about, but
He was talking about the Chargers and the
that's
Chiefs.
right. And he was like,
He
got
called
really excited.
yeah,
He
it was on
like,
your
I can't
Facebook.
wait to watch. Yeah, I can't wait to watch the matchup between Derek. What is his last name? He used to be a linebacker for the Chiefs, but he hasn't been on the team for a year.
Derek Johnson?
Yeah, Derek Johnson. So he said they can't wait for the matchup of Derek Johnson versus Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry tore his ACL before the season started, so he hasn't played it down in football.
When's the last time Stephen A. Smith knew what the heck he was talking about, though?
He never did. He just gets really
Most
loud and
overrated
yells.
commentator in
Idiot
sports.
award. Idiot award for that one. Like, he's that guy. I hate that guy.
Anyway. The best analogy I've ever heard for Stephen A. Smith, they said if an exclamation mark was a commentator, that's Stephen A. Smith.
Alrighty, next game is going to be the Sunday games, and this is going to be the Buccaneers visiting Dallas.
I'll take Dallas. And I would take Dallas either way, but also because I'm picking for Elijah. I would assume. Actually, you know what? We should.
That's fair.
He's like, actually, let's make him lose.
He's going to be taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that game. No, I think it's going to be a bounce back game. The Buccaneers defense is really, really, really bad. And Amari Cooper has been really, really good.
And Dallas still hasn't won their division, so they're going to have something to play for.
The coin took Tampa Bay.
No, I'm going Dallas.
Everyone else. I'm going Dallas.
With the clapper.
Yeah.
Going
He's
Dallas
good at
as
it,
well.
though. He is very good at clapping.
He's an excellent clapper. Grade A clapper. Sped coach.
Alrighty, next one is a division rivalry game between the Vikings and the Lions.
Vikings. Lions are garbage. That's not nothing.
I don't like either team.
But you have to pick.
The Vikings are a better team, so I'll give them
They actually blew the doors off the Dolphins today. We didn't talk about that game.
It got
but
closer at the end.
Did it?
Yeah, I believe it
It was
ended
like
as a
40 to 17.
No, I think that was the Cardinals game. I think that if I'm not mistaken, the
Dolphins got blown
Dolphins
out.
got
Did they?
blown
41
out
to
by the
17.
Vikings.
I thought it was a much closer game.
No.
I apologize.
I don't know. That was
The
a.
Dolphins are
Yeah,
somehow
Dolphins are-
7-7, right?
Yeah, but they beat the Patriots.
So the coin is taking another upset. They're taking the Lions as well. Let's see here. The next game, another division game.
This season, who knows?
Atlanta versus Carolina. In Carolina.
That's going to be interesting because it's not only a divisional game, but both teams have been garbage. Atlanta does have a lot of mojo after today, though, winning 40 some to
40 to 17 over
40
the
to
Cardinals.
17 over the granted Cardinals are the worst team in football.
They're terrible. Josh
Carolina's still not.
I like Christian McCaffrey at home.
Yeah,
I think he's
I'm
going to
go
run
with
all over.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And I will also go with Carolina. It also helps that the Falcons' defense is mostly injured.
It's 90% injured. Talk about injuries. He's like, oh, they're
Yeah, I
injured.
wish I was a Falcons fan. 'cause
They
I
don't
can
even
name
have
off
any
all the
events. They put
injuries.
their special teams on when the.
The coin going with the upset special with the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, that coin knows something we don't.
It did
this
it.
week.
It did it 2 weeks ago. Remember, we were wondering
Yeah,
why it was doing
it
all
picked
these.
it all.
It picked it all.
This could be a very interesting week for football.
Alrighty, the
Not
Texans
football.
make their way to Philadelphia to face the Eagles.
Texans, ooh. That's going to be a good game in Philadelphia. The Texans, I think, are a bit overrated in the sense that the vast majority, they have, in my opinion, the easiest schedule in the entire NFL this season.
Which you wouldn't have
And
thought at
in
the beginning of this
Philly,
season because, no one thought that Jacksonville was going to be.
Right.
They fell apart quick.
I'm taking Houston. You got to take Deshaun
I
Watson.
will also go.
I'm going to go Philadelphia. I think the Eagles pull off the win in their home stadium here. Nick Foles is going to be starting at quarterback. Carson Wentz has a broken back.
He's a fractured vertebrae.
Ouch.
He was listed as questionable.
My
before
twin,
the
man. My twin went
Your twin,
down.
twin.
But no, he's got a fractured back. But I think Nick Foles comes in and finds a way to get the win. It's in Philly. Philly's not a terrible team. They're coming out. They're defending Super Bowl champions. We keep forgetting this. And
But Elijah said
Houston
they needed
just hasn't played anyone great.
When Elijah wrote to Santa last week, he said that he wished that they would get a cure for the hangover. So.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go Philly.
How about you, Jordan?
I believe I said the Texans.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I'll say it a second time then.
At least I didn't.
With authority.
Yeah, my
The
time
Texans.
is valuable, Josh.
The coin is agreeing with Adam, taking Philadelphia as well. The next one, the Giants head to Indy to face the Colts.
I'll take the Colts.
Colts.
Is this one a
Giants are
complete sweep?
garbage. Yeah.
Saquon Barkley is incredible, though.
Hall of Famer one day. The terrible team.
Can imagine
Isn't
if they
Odell
didn't.
hurt again?
He is. Imagine if they didn't have Eli Manning. Any average quarterback in the NFL. How much better that team would be.
Right.
What is up with this
Eli
coin?
is just terrible. Is it taking the upset again?
Taking the upset again.
Dude, this is going to be a really cool week for football. Or we'll make up some ground on the quarter. One of the two.
Alrighty, so the next one, the Battle of Ohio. The Bengals head to Cleveland.
I'll take the Browns.
I think I'll take the Browns too.
I think I'll take the Browns as well.
It's weird. This is a lot different than last year.
It's always.
We're coming
We
off
used to
an
be like next. when
like-
it came
It's
out.
like, don't even ask. Just the Browns pencil them in for a 1-15 season.
It seems so long ago that the Browns were 0-16. That was last year. This was a winless team. And suddenly...
And better without their head coach now.
Now
4-1 without their head coach.
Now they're beating the Broncos. Like, this is a complete 180.
Did you remember that, Josh?
Oh, that wasn't that this week?
When they
wait,
lost
at least it was in Cleveland, or wait, was it?
No, it wasn't.
It was in Denver.
It was.
Ugh.
That's a hard loss.
Okay, moving on.
Next game.
Just remember that this season the Jets gave the Browns their first win in 638 days. So, alrighty.
Remember that time Josh was holding a sign saying "Honk of the
That was
Broncos"?
a funny
suck?
video. There's a lot of.
That's on YouTube. It's pretty good.
The coin took Cincinnati. The next one, division rivalry game again. Bills and the Patriots.
Next.
I will agree with.
Adam never takes New England, so
So you took the Bills. Huh?
He's going with
I am
his Bill
absolutely
backers.
taking Bills. I am 100% taking the Bills.
No matter what you.
No
pick.
matter what, I will not pick the Patriots to win a game ever.
Okay, well I take the Patriots just in case.
Thank you for that.
The coin-
In case there was any confusion there.
the coin has been sketchy all night, but it's actually picking New England at home. I will take New England at home as
Come on,
well.
Bills backers come through for me. That'd be a hell of an upset.
Alrighty, so the next one, Green Bay heads to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Jets.
Please, Jets beat them.
Yeah, let's go Jets.
I'll take the Jets also.
Hey!
If Elijah was here, he'd be doing the same thing.
I would just. I mean, it's the Packers.
Yeah, you can't pick them.
Yeah,
It's just like you'd have to brush your teeth, and then you have to like.
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Coin, hey Adam, look at that. The coin taking the Jets.
Man, this coin might be up to something. It knows what's going on.
And so will I. I will take the Jets as well.
Josh is just picking, I believe, every pick that the coin is making.
No.
You know, so
I have
say
Cleveland, it has
even-
Cincinnati, it has the Giants. No, lies, sir. All right, the next one, Battle of Florida as the Dolphins and the Jaguars take off in Miami.
That's really boring.
Dolphins. I think Kendrick Drake has a huge game against that crappy defense. I just love seeing Jalen Ramsey get scorched. That's like my favorite thing. Like
Did you hear his
talk
comment
so
today? Jalen Ramsey? They asked him what he thinks about his Doug Marone's position in Jacksonville. And he goes, I don't care for anybody but myself.
No, that's obvious. That is
Shocker.
100% obvious that you're completely self-absorbed.
Alrighty, so you're
I
taking
will-
Miami, right?
Yes.
Okay. The coin taking the home team is taking Miami. And I'll take Miami because I like their kicker because he's from right here in Albuquerque.
Such a weird reason to take a team.
Hey, I gotta support the local
Because
guy.
I believe in their special teams.
He's the kicker. The kicker's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. You have to take.
I'm
him.
hoping for a 6-0 final. 2 field goals.
The next one, your Chicago Bears, sir, head to the Bay Area to take on the
You should already
49ers.
know.
The red hot 49ers. You know what's interesting is, are we going to have another QB debacle? What is up with the 49ers? Every time they switch a quarterback, the new quarterback goes on a 4 or 5 game win streak before we find out who they really are.
I think
Nick Mullins is on what, 3 games?
He's definitely been playing well. I mean, they signed Jimmy Garoppolo to some giant contract. I think that as soon as next season starts, as long as he's
without a doubt he'll be playing. But I'm like, he's setting up himself for trade fodder.
Maybe.
Who are you taking, sir?
Wait,
I already know who he's taking.
It's the Bears against the 49ers. So
is it? So you go Niners or?
No, probably not.
You don't believe in Kittle? Pretty solid. No, we're going Bears.
The coin is picking an upset here. It's taking the 49ers at home.
This coin is starting to freak me out super bad.
At least you know you'll make a game up on that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Next one, do we even have to discuss like who we think is going to win? It's the Rams heading to Phoenix to play the Cardinals. So
I am going to take the Cardinals.
If I watch one game next week, that will be it. Probably the best team in the NFL, possibly playing the most garbage ones.
Yeah, if I take the Cardinals, can it count for more than one win?
Like if you called that and it pulled it off, you just win the week.
Yeah, because even the coin avoided it. It's taking the Rams.
The coin's like, no, I'm not that dumb.
This one's going to be a great game next week.
Oh, I think something.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I mean,
like,
analytics are pretty bad. But I don't know if they're...
Pittsburgh heads to New Orleans to face the Saints.
I'll take the Saints.
I'm going to go Saints, but I don't think it's going to be as good of a game as you think.
Okay.
I think the Saints are going to win it pretty handily.
We're all taking the no laugh.
I think it's going to be a double-digit win.
The coin is taking Pittsburgh.
We need to start getting the Vegas spread on this.
Elijah usually does have it, but he's not here tonight.
You're filling in. Where's the spread?
This one might be a good game as well. Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs and the Seahawks.
I don't know because the Seahawks are so different every week. I think that's going to be a decent game, but you got to go Chiefs. I think you got to.
I agree.
Sorry.
I mean, Seahawks lost to the 49ers today. Granted, that's a division rival, but
I think that's the
weren't they at home?
I believe
I think it was in Seattle, wasn't it?
No, it was in San Francisco.
It was in San Francisco? But still,
the 49ers,
your life is on the line, and you're losing to the Niners?
Even the coin is taking KC. And then Christmas Eve, we get the Broncos and the Raiders in Oakland.
Go Raiders.
Why are we getting that on Christmas Eve?
That's not a very good gift.
That's stupid.
I am not bringing your gift.
NFL, why?
Jen, you get double the presents next week, okay? Take Adam's back.
I'm taking the Raiders.
I'll take...
Just to spite Josh. I don't get to pick enough.
I'll take Denver. I think you got to go with Denver. Oakland's just that bad.
Oakland is that bad.
They are really bad, but...
Coin is taking Denver as well.
You're welcome, Elijah. Caught you one game.
I don't know what he... Alrighty, guys. That does it for the crew versus the quarter. Guys, we are going to be on, what? This is week 16.
Next week will be.
Yeah. Season's almost
over. It flew by.
And a little side note, guys. We did do our contest. Miss Nieto, you won a speaker, but we've got to get a hold of you so we can send it out to you. If you don't claim it here soon, we'll give you a few more days. We're going to pop that into maybe next week's contest. So
it is a Christmas giveaway. So.
It is a Christmas giveaway. We had a great time celebrating our birthday. And so that's going to do it for Crew vs. Quarter.
Yeah. Now it's time for a game. Everybody loves this game. It's called Pyramid. Pyramid is...
I won once.
I don't won one time.
Oh, wasn't that Family Feud or whatever that was?
Yeah, that was... No, that was Jeopardy. No, do you want Jeopardy? No, you won Pyramid last time.
Oh, Pyramid. That was it.
Yeah, Elijah struggled that.
See, I can't even get the game I won right, let alone the questions.
All right, Jordan. So how this game works, I don't know if you've seen it on the show before. I give you a bunch of clues. You got to give me the name of the athlete that I'm giving the clues to.
Okay.
And typically, you're in good hands because what typically happens is he gives like the easiest questions to whoever I'm up against.
Perfect. I'm in luck.
I let them choose the categories. Okay. So tonight's categories are you, the real MVP. We're talking about all the league's MVPs. I will give you the hints, and you give me the guys. I need the full name though. Okay.
What, the MVP of that league?
Of the league. This is multiple leagues.
But you're looking for the name of the player.
Name of the player, yep. The next one is athletes on The Simpsons. These are athletes that have appeared on The Simpsons.
I like these categories you're coming up with, man. That's solid.
This one is athlete nicknames. I will give you the nickname. You've got to give me the player.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
And then the last category is you're a bust. These are the NFL's greatest busts. These are the guys that have been drafted and have done absolutely nothing.
You are a guest, so you can go first. Pick your category.
Start with...
So you get 30 seconds on the clock, and which category are you going to go with?
I'll start with the MVP one.
MVP. All right. So 30 seconds on the clock, and here we go. First one, he created the dab. It became very popular. Plays in Charlotte.
Okay, so Cam Newton.
Yes. Big guy in the NBA. Played with the Lakers. Played with Kobe Bryant.
Shaq.
Yep. Hockey guy.
Good name.
Plays in Pittsburgh.
Sidney Crosby.
Yes. Point guard. He played for the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Lakers. Long hair.
Steve Nash.
And this guy was a New York Giant. Tackled.
Lawrence Taylor.
He said Shaq. He didn't say Shaquille O'Neal.
That is true.
Shaquille Patrick.
No, he can have it. He's a guest.
Because
All
I
right.
didn't know.
So you didn't
What's
get
Shaq's last
Lawrence Taylor.
It could have been
but-
Shaq.
We did get Lawrence Taylor, but it wasn't in
Are there
time.
other Shaqs?
140, 180. Congratulations, Jordan. You got 200 points that round, sir.
This works, sir. It's solid.
And Adam, you are next.
All right, so
So athletes on The Simpsons,
no.
athlete nicknames, and you're a bust.
You know he's never seen The Simpsons?
Yes,
Hey,
I'm not
me
going to
either.
that category. We're both avoiding that like the plague. How about nicknames?
Nicknames, athlete nicknames. Okay, 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. This guy was known as the answer in the NBA, played for the 76ers.
Oh, Allen Iverson.
Yes. Megatron, played with the Detroit
Calvin
Lions.
Johnson.
Yes, this guy was known as the gunslinger, playing in Green Bay before Aaron Rodgers.
Brett Favre.
Yes. They call this guy Shady. He plays in Buffalo.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yes. This guy is named the Refrigerator. Scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Bears.
Oh, skip.
There is no more. This is the last
Oh,
one.
God, the fridge. I know who that. Matt Forte?
No.
No. Who's
Matt
the
Forte.
fridge? I don't know. I'm freaking out.
William Perry.
William.
Oh, yeah, there you
So
go.
Adam, you tied it.
The Simpson one.
You got
No.
You got
Why am I
200.
going to get The Simpsons?
Because I get to pick the category next
No,
time.
I'm saying this sucks.
you let him go first. So
Some nice guy.
Yeah.
all right, so you tied it up at 200. So
Yeah,
congratulations,
I'm
Adam.
screwed.
So
I would have gotten Lawrence Taylor also if I had like another second or two.
Well, I would have gotten Perry if I answered
The clue
it.
was tackled Joe Theismann, I'm assuming, and broke his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. This you're a bust, right?
I am.
All right. So these are NFL only. Okay.
NFL only, got it.
All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Bam. All right. This quarterback was drafted from Texas A&M. Was drafted to the Browns.
Johnny Manziel.
Yes. This one was drafted to the Cardinals. He was a quarterback at USC. Left-handed thrower.
Matt Leinart.
Yes. This was a running back drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Went to Indianapolis and did absolutely nothing. Long hair. He.
I don't know it.
This guy got drafted by the Chargers. He got
Ryan Leaf.
Yes. This guy got drafted by the Raiders.
Sure,
He-
Marcus Russell.
Yes.
Jen, you get yelled at, Jen.
The
I
one
like the input, I will say.
Don't care.
Long
Just had to throw that
the
in
one you
there.
missed was Trent Richardson.
Okay.
That's what
I don't think, I guess, you should have said, like, put on 75 pounds since he got drafted and then became a
Remember all the memes around him? Like,
Yeah.
you're the meme king. Like,
Yeah, I'll take that.
where he's all the ones where it's like wide open lane. He's like, I see nothing. Can't find a hole.
All right. So Jordan, you finished with 440 points, sir.
You
Adam,
I'm
you
so
have
screwed, dude. I have to get that many out of The Simpsons.
You have
I've never
to-
seen a single episode.
you have to get all of them
Hopefully
correct
it's-
in order to win.
You
Okay.
have a chance because even if you haven't seen the episode, if the clues are,
Look who's giving the clues.
ouch.
I've been given nice clues, sir.
You have. I'm screwed now, though, regardless.
Crap now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I'm going to make it
change
really
it.
difficult for you.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right, so athletes that have appeared on The Simpsons. Here we go. New York Jets quarterback back in the 60s, 70s.
Joe Namath.
Yes, NASCAR driver called the Rainbow Kid.
Dale Earnhardt.
No, called the Rainbow Kid.
Jeff Gordon.
Yes. Big pitcher for the Diamondbacks Yankees. They called him the Big Unit.
Oh,
Killed a bird with a pitch.
yes, the lanky Johnson.
I need a first name, sir.
David, oh, shit.
Anyway, we're
Okay,
moving.
next.
Tall Chinese basketball player. Play for the
Ling.
Rockets.
Yao Ming.
Oh, yeah.
I got Yao Ming, and I got Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
So
Randy. I was like David.
The last one we were going to give you was Jose Canseco. I was going to give you the...
I never would have got it.
Okay, so then we can call it a tie.
No, you got Namath, Gordon, and Yao Ming.
And half of the
Johnson.
points
Give me half the points for Johnson.
I still win, but it was a good.
So the final score. Jordan, congratulations, sir. You are the winner. 440 points to 340 points. So, good job, Jordan. If Elijah was here, it would have been this way anyway. So, joking. Good job, buddy. You did good. You got half a name.
That was solid.
You did get half of a name on one of them.
So
Good
you didn't have
job,
to know
guys.
The
That was
Simpsons. See, now you just know that these athletes have appeared on The Simpsons. So.
That was good.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
Better clues.
It is real quick. We're going to do this before. Better clues.
No, it was.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like you did a better job.
Thank you.
So defensive just because he sucks.
All right, it's that time of the show now where we did this last week with Elijah, where we're going to pick 2 teams this week, and they're writing a Christmas letter to Santa asking him for something for Christmas. Elijah last week had his own Dallas Cowboys. He talked about the Green Bay Packers. He talked about the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is how we're going to start. We're going to start with Jordan. You're going to pick 2 teams or players, because I know you mentioned that you had some players.
It'll be a team and a player.
So take it away.
So first one.
You got the right, like you're actually writing to Santa.
Dear Santa, as a Chicago Bears fan, I would love for the Rams to lose out for the rest of the season and the Bears to claim the number 2 seed in the playoffs so that teams have to play in really cold Chicago as opposed to in beautiful LA. So.
And your second one?
The second one is Dear Santa. This is Aaron Donald speaking, and I think that I should win the MVP of the league. I know it's a QB award, and I likely will lose to
Drew Brees
Mahomes, who deserve. I mean, Mahomes and Brees both deserve it, but the season that I've put on speaks for itself. I'm the best defensive player in the NFL.
Santa must be listening to you so far because it is a 13-13 tie in Los Angeles right now.
And I'm assuming Aaron Donald has a whole bunch of sacks, and the Eagles are going to win that game.
He has not made a tackle in this game.
Crazy. They must be double teaming him on every play.
He's not even listed on here. Yeah. Anyway, Adam, you need to write to Santa, sir. What are the 2 teams you're picking?
It's going to be the Patriots and the Jets. Oh. So first, from the Patriots, Dear Santa, this is Josh Gordon. I know the rules in the NFL are strict, but if there's any room for flexibility, there's only one thing that I'd ask, and you know what that is: a little lenience.
That's got to go on the best of.
I mean, what else is Josh Gordon going to ask for? Besides Manziel to be.
Who was that athlete that got busted with like 30 kilos of like crack in his car?
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I bet Kareem Hunt would ask for a time machine right about now.
And your second one, sir?
Anyways, Dear Santa, this is the New York Jets, a team as a whole. Can we get a new owner that does not consider Mike McCarthy to be a viable transition at head coach? We've suffered enough. It's been 50 years of garbage coach after garbage coach. We'd even take Rex Ryan back at this point. No Mike McCarthy.
Enough said. You'd take Rex Ryan back over Mike McCarthy.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's amazing. He did burn his jersey. Remember that? Remember he had a Revis jersey. So players have been known and people have been known to go back to the Jets. So I don't think Rex Ryan would ever go back to the Jets, but...
No, I'm just saying, I mean, as much crap as I talked about him, at least he was passionate about winning any new defense, at least. Mike McCarthy doesn't know his butt from a hole in the ground. Like,
He does have a Super Bowl, which is sad, but it's mostly
Aaron
because Aaron Rodgers has a
the
Super Bowl, and he just conveniently was on the sidelines.
That's like all these players that get picked up late in the season by their team and they get a ring or whatever, like Revis hopping on with the Patriots when he was god-awful with the Patriots, but he's got a ring. No, the Patriots got a ring and you were there.
I mean, that's a perfect example is John Gruden. John Gruden, his only Super Bowl win, when he won it with Tampa, if you look, it was he became the head coach of a team that was already formed and then won the Super Bowl the next year.
And all John Gruden has now is a lowly $100 million and a crappy team.
He also has like 4 or 5 first-round draft picks because he's trading away all the good
I love that they're like, this year, the Oakland Raiders, and for the NFL draft, take the entire University of Alabama.
So mine, actually, Dear Santa, one of them is the Raiders. I'm also talking about the Broncos as well. Dear Santa, this is the Oakland Raider fans. Please do not, whatever you do, let John Gruden trade away Derek Carr. Because they need to keep him, I believe. I think they invested too much money and too much time into Derek Carr. He's actually a decent quarterback when he has the talent around him. I never talk good about the Raiders. I don't like talking bad about Derek Carr because I think he could be a good quarterback if he had some decent talent, not a 37-year-old wide receiver that was from Green Bay. He has a decent tight end, but he doesn't have an offensive line. Look how many times he was sacked today by Cincinnati.
There's a saying, don't continue making a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. And Derek Carr is a mistake that the Oakland Raiders have spent a lot of time making, that they won't get anything. The reason he's going to stay there is because they would get nothing for him in trade.
I think that they also, just from Amari Cooper's, 6 weeks in Dallas, kind of proves that he is a very talented wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
And
I remember seeing a
Carter
stat, I think it was after the third week or the fourth week that he was with Oakland. He had already matched his season stats for playing in Oakland, and it had been 3 or 4 games as opposed to the 6 that he had played.
All right, so the second one is the Denver Broncos. Dear Santa, all we ask for Christmas is that you fire Vance Joseph and you put John Elway on the naughty list because his decisions when it comes to quarterbacks and coaches has been god-awful for the last 3 years. After Kubrick left, it's just been bad decision after bad decision. We got so excited on Case Keenum after having one good year in Minnesota that we thought he was the almighty quarterback. And we've got to remember his years in St. Louis. We got to remember his years in Houston. He was a god-awful quarterback that was not even wanted to be picked up by any team, just that some teams needed a backup quarterback. He is a good backup to have. He's just in case somebody gets hurt, but he is not a starting quarterback in this league.
Brighter future, Case Keenum or Sam Darnold? Just say it.
Sam Darnold.
I'll agree. But I will say that Case Keenum also benefited from the fact that the team that he played with last year is significantly better than the team he played with. I mean, even though I think they have very similar records this year.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I believe that the Vikings have a much more talented roster. I mean, Dalvin Cook coming off an ACL, he's okay. I mean, they have Thielen, Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I agree with that.
The only Adam I like.
Yeah. So let's move on to final headlines, guys.
All right, Jordan. Since we always start with Elijah, so you're in his spot. So you started tonight.
So, as a Chicago sports fan, I am a huge Blackhawks fan, which is very sad at the moment. They are
30th place.
Really bad. Before their last win again on last Wednesday night against Pittsburgh, it had been 18 days since their last win. They led for a total of 48 seconds during that time. So it's been really rough. They fired Joel Quenneville.
And he's being hired by Philadelphia.
And again, no idea why we fired him. It should have been Steve Bowman, but you never know. We did have a video, I'm sure everyone's seen it, of the mascot of Chicago. The Blackhawks mascot was fighting someone in the stands at the last game.
Oh God.
My favorite comment was that at least someone on the Blackhawks roster is getting physical now. So, yeah, it's
and this is coming from the team that has won so many Stanley Cups.
It's a big problem when you, in the NHL, where you put too much money into certain contracts. Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, I love you guys. Also, Brent Seabrook, love you. But you can't put all this money into these contracts and then just kind of try and fill in the gaps with players that aren't good enough.
Right.
I don't know. I'm happy because the Blackhawks and the Kings are dead ass.
Yeah, we're terrible.
All right, and mine is going to be quick, short, and sweet. How about Canelo Alvarez coming off a huge win? I love the way that Mike Greenberg put it. He is the most important man in boxing right now. And the reason being is that you know it's setting up for a huge bout with Triple G coming up in the future. Canelo Alvarez is just, I mean, you say what you will about him. He is class. He is athleticism. He is everything that boxing aspires to be. Boxing has such a bad rap for it being an inside job, for it being just all about the money, which in times it can be. But he put on a show, and I mean, it just completely knocked the dude out. Canelo Alvarez is going places. And how about, we were talking about Tyson Fury and that big fight, that heavyweight fight that just happened that ended in a draw. They've already kind of conceded that we are going to have a round 2, and I couldn't be more excited for that. Those are two huge human beings that are going to be going at it. So just a little dip into the world of boxing. It's still alive, it's still well, and there's still a lot of money in it.
Good for you, man. Picking a new sport this week. I'm proud of you. All right, so mine this week is actually a little bit about myself. I received 2 phone calls this week. One from the New Mexico United Soccer Club. I host a trivia night at Elephant Bar on Tuesday nights. Well, the guy I ran into before the show started is the head guy at ESPN Radio. His name's Joe O'Neill. Well, they're in charge of doing the broadcast for New Mexico United. They are looking for a broadcaster. So I was invited for an interview to do the play-by-play for the New Mexico United.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
If I can chime in, their like jerseys and stuff are incredible. The way that they designed it all look amazing. The crest for the club is a shield, and then it has 4 stripes from the Zia coming off of it, and all the clothing and merchandise is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and they signed Devin Sandoval, who is a local kid. He went to El Dorado High School and played at UNM.
They're very excited. This team will be playing at Isotel Park. I've seen how they got the field converted. It looks kind of weird, but it's actually pretty cool how they did it. I'm actually excited for this team to come here. It's hopefully a step to Major League Soccer making one day an appearance over here. But I enjoyed it. And then the second phone call I received from the San Antonio Rampage Hockey Club. I will be flying out the first weekend of May, for an interview to do their pregame show, intermission show, and the after game report that they do. So awesome. I have 2 huge interviews coming up, and I couldn't be more excited. And if I have to leave, I'll miss you.
Good luck to you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was supposed to share that last week, but I totally.
For the time being, we will enjoy some terrible analytics while you're here. We appreciate it.
You know, buddy, it's for the Christmas spirit.
No, good luck, man. That's really exciting. We're excited to actually get some soccer going. I mean, we had the Soul back in the day. Like,
they still do.
Yeah, so
is the Soul still going?
And then we have an indoor soccer league too, New Mexico Runners, or something like that.
I mean, I know that the Soul is still alive and well, and it is tryout based, but it is really fun to go to. I don't know if anyone's gone to the games. A lot of them are I believe they play at
St. Pius High School.
St. Pius High School.
Yeah.
And games are really fun. Take the family.
Yeah, so I can't wait. But next week, guys, it is going to be our Christmas show. We can't wait. We're going to have lots of fun. Jordan, if you guys want to chime in over YouTube, get the crowd riled up, man, we would more than love to have you get that YouTube page going for us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. It was always a good time.
Yeah. Got here just in time.
Jordan was with us, guys. Like I said, were you at the Madden tournament? He was at the Madden tournament.
I was, and then
that's where you met this guy for the first time.
And I think, it was way back in the House of Football days.
Yeah.
For everyone else.
Remember that? And then we did a special hockey show together.
We did.
Jordan's always been a part. He's always welcome here, guys. So we want to thank him for coming down from Colorado. I know you're spending time with family, but making a trip over here. Adam, you ready for our Christmas show next week?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Get some food.
Are we going to dress up like Santa hats?
Food. Might have to. Need some food.
Alrighty, guys. We want to thank Jen as well, our producer. She's the awesome one running the camera, the computer. Give her a big shout out, guys, because without her, the show would. I would have to be getting up every 5 seconds like I did last week and hitting that button. Eliza was wondering what the heck I was doing. So, alrighty, guys. Well, thank you again for tuning in to the ABQ Sports Crew. We will be back next Sunday right here, 7 o'clock on YouTube. Make sure you guys tune in as we celebrate Christmas and get week 16 wrapped up.
Thanks, guys.
As for me, Adam Jordan, good night.